Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and if this is your first time stumbling across one of my videos, I usually focus on fashion, beauty, luxury, lifestyle, fragrances, and pretty much whatever else I feel like talking about. So if that seems like something that you may be interested in, go ahead and click on that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, of course. Also, if you're already a subscriber, click on that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Okay, y'all, so today we're going to be talking about fragrances. I have a few fragrances here that I suggest for winter. Some of these I would definitely recommend for the holiday season, which we're currently in. So if you guys love fragrance like I do, you definitely want to stick around. Most of the fragrances that I'm going to talk about today are actually on sale. You can get 20% off of any full-size bottle. I will definitely link all of those down below for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first fragrance that I want to talk about today is YSL's Black Opium. This is an oldie but a goodie, but I've actually never discussed this fragrance on my channel. I'm actually new to this fragrance. Well, not new to the scent because I've smelled it a million times over, but I'm new to having it in my collection. Okay, I just added this to my collection this year, and I have to say I have absolutely been loving this fragrance. It has a nice coffee note that really draws me in. So let's discuss this one. This fragrance is definitely a warm, spicy, gourmand type of scent. I'm a huge fan of gourmands, but I love this one because it is grounded with floral notes in the heart, and it really does amplify this fragrance. I love the white florals in this, but it mixes very well with the sweet notes and also that coffee. So the key notes in Black Opium are black coffee, white flowers, and vanilla. I absolutely recommend a vanilla base when it comes to winter scents because they tend to be a little bit more resinous and last so much longer. So I absolutely love the way that they have combined these notes together to create this fragrance. I would describe this fragrance is very seductive, a little bit daring, definitely a nighttime scent, but in the cold winter months, you can definitely get away with wearing this one all day. It does last a pretty long time on me, and it leaves a beautiful scent trail. I feel like it's super yummy, like I said, gourmand, in a very like sexy, seductive, deep type of way. I really enjoy this one a lot. This one is also not too sweet, so I do feel like it leans a little bit more sophisticated. Sometimes overly sweet scents can be a little bit juvenile, and this one is not that. But even having said that, I do feel like this can appeal to a wide audience. I would say anywhere from ages 25 to maybe 55 years old. Another note that really sticks out to me in this fragrance is the cashmere, and I find that cashmere always adds like a really nice, cozy, elegant element to a fragrance. So they did really well with combining those. It's not one of the main notes like I mentioned with the black coffee, the white flowers, and the vanilla, but that cashmere definitely sticks out to me in the undertones and especially in the dry down. Now this fragrance, though it is extremely popular, I would not say that this is a safe blind buy unless you know you love those types of notes. This one, if you like a coffee note, I think this one is good. A lot of the other coffee type of fragrances that I've smelled, they tend to be a little bit more sweet. This one is definitely uplifted with the white floral notes. So I find that it's like playful yet dark and sexy at the same time, and a little bit more palatable than some of the other coffee fragrances that can be or lean a little bit more niche. So highly recommend this one for the fall and winter time. And I think that this one is really nice just to wear every single day. It's also perfect for many different occasions in my opinion. It's not overly dressy to the point to where you can't wear it with jeans and a t-shirt and a leather jacket, but it's also not so casual that you can't wear it, you know, to work or, you know, to a nice dinner date or something like that. So definitely check out YSL's Black Opium. Speaking of YSL, let's get into the new YSL Libre Plantin. I think that's how you pronounce it, Platine. Let me know down below if I'm pronouncing that wrong. This one is also a newer fragrance, and it's also, of course, new to my collection as well. I did receive this in PR, and let me just tell you, I have been wearing this fragrance nonstop. I actually really love this. It has a little bit of a masculine element, but it's still a warm and spicy type of fragrance. So let's go ahead and get into the notes. Now this is a warm floral, so the main notes in this one are white lavender accord, diva lavender, and orange blossom. And lavender always adds a little bit of masculinity to a fragrance in my opinion, so I really like this one. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the original Libre. Libre Intense is a little bit better to me and way more palatable. And I think it's one of the more popular ones out of the Libre lineup. But this last Libre Plantin with the platinum type of packaging is really up my alley. It does still have that orange blossom, which I'm usually not a huge fan of, but that lavender really does make this fragrance very unique and it stands out amongst the three. Now, this is a very sensual fragrance, but it's also very much so uplifted with the floral notes, and it gives it a little bit more of that perfumey type of vibe, and I can appreciate that, especially when paired with an orange blossom note. To me, orange blossom sometimes leans a little bit too syrupy sweet in a medicinal type of way, so I really like the way that they have included the lavender note to kind of uplift that and kind of change the trajectory of the scent. Another cool thing about this fragrance, and I think something that makes it a little bit more unique, is that it opens up with aldehydes and like a citrusy type of scent, and I really like that, especially when you think of like a winter or, you know, cold weather scent. You don't usually expect that, but even with those brighter notes, it does not compromise the fact that it is still a heavy hitter, and it's beautiful, y'all. I would consider this fragrance to be like a boss woman type of fragrance, something that I would definitely wear to work, and I like the fact that it is like a soapy clean vibe while still also being a warm floral. Those aldehydes definitely bring out that soapy kind of fresh, you know, scent to this, and I like that a lot. It uplifts what would normally be like a cloyingly sweet fragrance. In my opinion, the original Libre is very, very, very syrupy sweet, and this one is way more uplifted, so I definitely recommend this. I also feel like this is the ultimate girl boss type of fragrance, perfect for work, but also like I can see this like if you're a real estate agent and you have on a nice black skirt suit. This is perfect. It's so sharp, it's so edgy, but it's also inviting as well because it is grounded in that vanilla and, you know, some of those softer floral notes. So this one is really good, but it does have that power to it and that masculinity that I feel like just exudes a little bit more confidence because of the lavender notes in this one. So definitely check it out. And also let me know if you guys have tested out the Flanker Platine from YSL Libre. Highly recommend this. Very unique and just so different, and I think you guys will enjoy it as well. Next up, we have Angel Share, and this is one of my absolute favorite winter scents. This has been in my lineup for the winter for the last 3 years because I did get this when it came out in 2020. This was a beautiful launch from the house of Killian, and I absolutely love this one, y'all. And the cool thing about Angel Share is that it was a part of the lineup from Killian where they actually are inspired by cocktails or beverages. This one has the top note of cognac in here, and you can definitely smell it, but it is a very sweet, almost sticky gourmand, but it's really, really good, very unique, and just highly recommend, okay? So besides the cognac note that's in the top that really stands out to me, it also has cinnamon, praline, tonka bean, vanilla, so many like sweet gourmand notes, and they blend so well together. I absolutely love this scent, y'all. It really does smell like a nice glass of cognac, you know? And look at the packaging. It looks like a glass of cognac as well. When I first got this, I was like, OMG, the bottle is so beautiful. So the bottom half of this is actually glass, but the top part is like a hard resin plastic. I was a little disappointed by that, but I mean, it doesn't matter. So I love this scent so much. You don't need a lot of this. It does, like a little bit goes a long way because it is so sweet. But y'all, it is absolutely amazing. Now this fragrance, I would say, is definitely more on the sexy side. It's a warm, boozy, intoxicating fragrance that is very much, like I said, gourmand, but it still has that element of cologne to it. So it's not going to be one of those things where it's like overly edible, even though it does have a little bit of an apple pie-esque type of scent to it. I'm not sure what's in this. It could be the cognac that gives it that cologne vibe, but it's still very, I would say, you know, sweet enough to be feminine. And I feel like men can wear this one too if they like a sweeter scent. This one is very sweet, y'all, but it's so resinous and beautiful on the skin. The dry down of this is cinnamon apple pie, and it's just so good. It's one of those fragrances that I have in my collection that I always pull out every single winter, and I make sure it's super cold, and I wear this at night only. I don't wear this during the day. I feel like it's just a little too overpowering for daytime, and I like a heavy hitter, but this one's very, very, very sweet. So super cold, you know, date nights. I can just so see this like by the fireplace as well. No pun intended. But this one is a really, really, really good fragrance from Killian. This is actually the only Killian fragrance that I own. I love a few of their fragrances, but this one is my absolute favorite and will definitely be a repurchase for me. If you do decide to pick this one up, I promise you, you will be addicted to smelling yourself. It is something about the way this sits on the skin that just makes me always want to constantly smell my wrist, and it's a huge compliment grabber. So make sure you check out Killian's Angel Share. They do also have apple brandy, and I've smelled it, but it's a little bit less sweet, even though it's called apple brandy. This one has more of an edible apple pie vibe. The other one is just almost like, I don't know, it's very light when it comes to the apple pie, and maybe because this one has the cognac and the cinnamon and tonka bean that really grounds this one, makes it a little bit more deep and moody, if you will. So yeah, I really, really, really love this. Definitely a winter staple for me. Now, the next scent that I have here is By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela Replica. And this one is very new to my collection. I have smelled this before. I actually have the diffuser downstairs, and I love the smell of this. But I've never been compelled to actually just purchase it. I did receive this small one in PR along with a couple of other things in the same scent. And y'all, I will say I do like this a lot, but I like this more for a home scent around the holidays. This smells absolutely phenomenal, but it is very woody and it smells like a burning fireplace. So sometimes that can be a little bit overpowering for my taste, but I do like this and I like to mix this, and I'll show you guys what I like to mix it with and what I think would be a more feminine alternative. But let's go ahead and get into the notes of this one. So the top notes in By the Fireplace are cloves, pink pepper, and orange blossom. The middle notes are chestnut, guaiac wood, which is essentially oud, and juniper. The base notes are vanilla, Peru balsam, and cashmere. Now these are some unique notes, and the way that they have placed them together, I mean, it literally smells like by the fireplace. You're by the fireplace laying down. Very cozy, beautiful scent. This on a man is chef's kiss. Okay, women can definitely wear this, and I do like, you know, unisex scents, but this one I feel like leans a little bit more masculine because it has that burning wood smell to it, and the clove in this really stands out along with the balsam. So this is really nice for winter. I mean, I think it's great. I would definitely get this if you and your significant other like to share fragrances. This is definitely one that you guys can wear together, and it does develop differently on different people's skin. So that's another, you know, thing about this one that I do love because it's very unique to whoever is wearing it. This is a scent that I would recommend for like going to see the Christmas lights or just like casual Saturday dates, if you will. Maybe like, I know we have a place here where they have like these igloos and you can go in there, you have your cocktails and your hot chocolate, spice ciders and things like that. That's what this reminds me of. Again, just like laying by the fireplace. But when a man wears this, I love this for the workplace on a man. I can totally see the guy with like a really nice wool coat and a nice turtleneck on with some jeans or either a nice pair of slacks. This is just very good on a man to me. That's how I would recommend this one. But the times that I have worn this fragrance, I have paired it with Kayali's Vanilla, and I love the way that it brings it a little bit more on the feminine side, and it cuts a little bit of that burning wood smell to me. So I end up getting a little bit more of that chestnut, hazelnut, vanilla, you know, those warmer notes that I really do enjoy. So yeah, By the Fireplace is definitely a good one. Highly recommend, and definitely if you're looking for a gift for a man, listen, you need this one. Next up, we have Kayali's Invite Only. This is a beautiful, sexy, seductive scent that I highly recommend for winter. This scent is so nice, you guys, and I will say this is one of the longer lasting scents out of the Kayali line. Very just like resinous on the skin. The sillage on this and projection is absolutely amazing. Let's get into the notes. So the top notes in Kayali's Invite Only are tobacco leaf, sour cherry, honey, chocolate, and hazelnut. How yummy does that sound? The middle notes are cinnamon, May rose, damask rose, and citrus leaf. The base notes are amber, oud, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, patchouli, cypriol oil, and I don't know how to pronounce this other one, but it also has a musk in the dry down as well. You guys, the cherry and tobacco are married so well in this fragrance. It is absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend this. It's very sexy, like I said, inviting, like it says, invite only. Like, oh my gosh, the cherry note really does stand out to me. It's literally all I smell is tobacco and cherry. And I like to add, of course, my Tom Ford Lost Cherry as a topper when I wear this. You guys know that is a favorite of mine. I'm not going to mention it in this video because I feel like I talk about it so much. But when I wear this fragrance, I do like to top it with my Tom Ford Lost Cherry because it brings more of that cherry out and it uplifts this fragrance a little bit. This one is very sexy, but if I want to wear this like during the day, that Tom Ford Lost Cherry definitely helps with that. This is date night worthy. I mean, just cozy. I would say that this scent is unisex, but it's more feminine leaning with that cherry note in here. So I love this one, and I feel like this is a great alternative to By the Fireplace. If you find By the Fireplace to be too masculine for you, this is beautiful and a great complementing fragrance. If your man is wearing By the Fireplace and you end up wearing Invite Only, you will smell like a dream together. Okay, so I do recommend this one. Like I said, this one lasts a lot longer than a lot of the other Kayali fragrances that I've tested out, and I do feel like the sillage on this one is really good too. So definitely check out Invite Only by Kayali. My next fragrance is a little bit more on the niche side. This one is Creed's Carmina. Now this one is a brand new scent. This one actually came out in 2023. I am loving this one. I'm always on the hunt for a cherry fragrance since I've discovered Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but I also do not like when I feel like fragrances are inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So I have not found another cherry fragrance until I got Carmina. I actually tested this one out before it launched, and I knew I loved it. It has like a black cherry note in here, and we'll get into the notes, but it was something so unique about this one. And I think another thing that stood out to me, well, I know, is that the fact that this is Creed, but it doesn't have that Creed DNA that I'm used to. I feel like Creed fragrances all have a very similar thread. I don't know if it's patchouli or what that note is, but this one does not have that in my opinion, and it just stands out to me as something different from the brand. So let's go ahead and get into the notes. Okay, so the top notes in Creed's Carmina are black cherry, saffron, and pink pepper. The middle notes are May rose, peony, violet, and cashmere wood. The base notes are ambroxan, musk, and myrrh. Also, frankincense is in this. Y'all, it literally smells like a juicy cherry rose, and I am obsessed with this scent. It is not, it's a dark, you know what this actually reminds me of? Now that I've smelled this, it kind of reminds me of Eau Capital by Diptyque, but this one lasts so much longer. Creed fragrances are known for lasting an enormous amount of time, you know, so I do like this. When I wear this, I don't have to spray on too much. I know I'm going to be smelled by everyone around me, but it's not going to be one of those scents that's going to choke someone out and annoy them. So I really do like this. Definitely leans way more feminine than unisex in my opinion, but of course Creed always makes unisex fragrances. And again, this one does not smell like any of the other Creeds that I've laid my nose on. The peony and violet notes also stand out to me in this fragrance in like as it's drying down, but once it dries down, I just get a black cherry rose. Some people have compared Carmina to having a Delina-like quality, and I think it's only because it has that peony rose type of combination with a little bit of sweetness, but this definitely does not smell like Delina. You definitely get more of a black cherry, you know, rose type of vibe. The peony definitely gives it, you know, like that watery, sweet floral essence, but Delina is definitely different than this one, and this one is a lot darker. So if I were to compare this to Delina, I would say that Delina would be your daytime scent and Carmina would be your nighttime scent. And I do recommend you put this on the skin like right out of the shower. I don't know, it's something about putting this directly on the skin that just really does it. It's really, really good that way. I don't really wear this one on my clothes. I love this one on the skin and it's really beautiful. But my only con would be the price point. This is $300. I got the small size. I usually never go for like small size perfumes, especially in Creed, because I just don't like the way that they look, like, you know, but I refuse to pay that full amount. So I did get the smaller size, and I think that I did well because I do have so many fragrances. So I do recommend you getting this when there are deals going on, you know, with Saks or Nordstrom, when you can get this one for a little bit of money off. But overall, I definitely recommend it. I think it's great for the winter time. Beautiful scent that will garner some compliments. And I think that this one is work appropriate. I think it's date night appropriate. I think it's really all day appropriate. I wouldn't say that this is signature scent worthy because I wouldn't wear this all year round. It is more of a deeper floral with that black cherry in there. So I definitely would save this for the fall and winter months. Even some of the spring nights as well. So I think this one is really beautiful. Definitely check it out and let me know if you have already. Now, last but not least, I have to mention Baccarat Rouge 540. I used to be obsessed with this fragrance. You can see I've used quite a bit of it. And I probably gave this a break for about 2 years. And this year I have decided to pull it back out in the winter, and y'all, I have fallen in love all over again. This scent will never get old to me as far as how good it smells, but I was smelling it everywhere. I mean, everybody has this fragrance now. Everyone loves it. And, you know, it makes sense as to why, because it smells so good, so sexy, so seductive. It's just a beautiful scent that never gets old in that regard. But when you smell everybody wearing the same fragrance, I can't, you know, and it was just becoming too overwhelming for me. But I'm bringing her back and I absolutely love it. I'm probably going to wear this tonight. I'm going to like this little holiday party, and I'm excited to pull this one back out. It smells phenomenal. Let's get into the notes. I'm sure you all know there are so many different dupes out there, but I'm always going to ride for the original, okay, which is Baccarat Rouge 540. So the top notes in this one are jasmine and saffron. The middle notes are amber wood and ambergris. The base notes are fir resin and cedar. It is just a beautifully blended fragrance that is phenomenal. Okay, it's phenomenal. I think it's equally unisex. It smells sexy on a man. It smells extremely sexy on a woman as well. This is definitely sexy boss, just seductive, good. It's an everyday scent. I think that this is scent. I think that this is signature scent worthy. It is all the things you would ever need in a fragrance. But be prepared to smell this on other people. When I first started wearing this, no one around me had this scent and they didn't even know what it was. So that was like the fun part about it, because I had found something that was a signature for me. It is everything that I want to smell like. And it was unique, you know what I mean? It was just like everyone asked me, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? So it is definitely a compliment getter. But when I tell you, I can walk in a room and be like, oh, Baccarat's in the room. You know what I mean? So it's gotten that familiar, but it's still really good. And if you haven't tried it, do believe the hype, because it is every single thing. You're gonna love it. One con I would say, now granted, I don't have this issue, but a lot of people are anosmic to this scent. Once they spray it, they don't smell it on themselves. And I don't understand that, because I literally can walk in my closet and smell this. Like, it stays with me for so long. But I've heard more than 5 people, you know, mention how they don't smell it on themselves. So I don't know what it is about Baccarat that plays like this hide and seek game. Sometimes you'll smell like a waft of it, and then sometimes you won't smell it at all. But I've never not smelled this on myself, and I always feel like other people smell it on me as well. This one is also a very niche scent. This is by Mason Francis Kirkjohn, and this one is quite expensive, but I've had the same bottle for a few years and it's lasted me, and this is definitely something that I would repurchase. On my repurchase, I would probably invest in the Extrait, since I you know, already have had the Baccarat Rouge 540, the original, and I do feel like the Extrait is a little bit softer. It leans a little bit more feminine, and it's not as harsh as the original Baccarat Rouge 540. Harsh or sharp, you know? So anyway, definitely recommend this one. I know it's an oldie, but a goodie. So I will link this down below for you guys. Definitely get this on sale if you can. All right, y'all. So that concludes my winter fragrance recommendations. You guys requested this video, so I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful. Don't forget, most of the fragrances that I mentioned in this video are 20% off until December the 24th. I will also link those niche fragrances down below for you as well. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you on my next one. Bye, y'all.